Mazuma TV back in the building, man. What's going on, y'all? Shout out to Mazuma Nation. Shout out to the Mazuma Mob. We in the building as always, man. I hope everybody's having a blessed, beautiful, positive, productive day. I'm just chilling at the crib right now, man. Just enjoying my day off. Back at y'all with some more boxing talk. That boy Ryan Garcia done shook up the world. Ryan done shook up the world. Yo, before I get into this, man, congratulations to Ryan Garcia over his victory with Devin Haney last night, man. If y'all been following my channel, been following the videos and stuff like that, then y'all already knew that, I was very suspicious about Ryan Garcia. You know what I mean? I thought Devin Haney had it in the bag. I thought stylistically Devin Haney was all wrong for Ryan Garcia, man, and I was proven wrong at the end of the day. So, I gotta come up on here. I'm not one of them dudes that throw rocks and then hide their hand, man. I was proven wrong. Ryan Garcia showed me that the antics that he was getting into didn't necessarily equate to him being underprepared. He was extremely prepared in all honesty, despite not being on weight and stuff like that, and he did what he needed to do to win. You see what I mean? So definitely caught me off guard. If y'all seen the live fight party that I had last night, man, and y'all would see that I was definitely shocked. You know what I mean? I did not expect the fight to go out this way. And I didn't think that Ryan Garcia would have that many moments in this fight. You see what I mean? I'm not going to lie to you. But let's get into, my observation of the fight, my analysis of the fight, and exactly what Devin Haney did wrong and what Ryan Garcia did right. You see what I mean? So looking at the fight, man, from the beginning, Ryan Garcia made his presence known. I think within the first 30 seconds of the fight, Ryan Garcia hits Devin Haney with a sharp left hook right in the temple area. And Devin Haney felt that shot immediately. His face didn't show up, but his legs did. You see what I mean? And Ryan Garcia went after it, seeing that he was hurt, put some combinations together. But Devin Haney very intelligently held this man. You see what I mean? Held this man. I think he understood that, the round's not going his way. So his whole objective was to get past the first round, which was a very smart veteran move on Devin Haney's part. He actually has that in the bag, you know what I mean? Because there's a lot of people when they're inexperienced, when they get hurt, they don't know what to do. They'll shell up, you see what I mean? They'll just continue absorbing punishment when the best thing to do in all honesty when you get hurt that bad in a round is come to the understanding that this round is not yours. And the thing that you should be doing, the main objective is to make it to your corner after that round. Do whatever you can to make sure that you make it out of that round because you lost the round. You see what I mean? Unless you're able to recover quickly and then hurt that man, it's going to be hard to get a round back after being hurt that obviously. You see what I mean? It was obvious that he was hurt. It's hard to bounce back, outshine that situation right there. So Devin Haney was able to do so. Afterwards, it seemed like Devin Haney recovered real quickly, which we can attest to him being in top shape and him having some type of durability. You know what I mean? He comes out and he establishes his jab. He's jabbing to the body, jabbing up top. You see what I mean? And Ryan Garcia was having a tough time, getting a feel for Devin Haney's jab. You see what I mean? It was hard for him to time, in all honesty. And there was a sequence where Devin Haney had hit him with a sharp left hook, and it actually had stunned Ryan Garcia. You see what I mean? But I think that Devin Haney, with him feeling Ryan Garcia's power early on, came to the understanding that that's not somebody that you should jump on because he's still dangerous even when he's hurt. So Devin Haney didn't really try to step on the gas afterwards, but it was a moment that he had and showed that he had the power necessary to actually hurt Ryan Garcia. His legs buckled real bad and stuff like that, but Ryan Garcia was extremely determined, man. He took that shot on the chin and wanted to continue fighting. He continued pressing forward after the fact. So both of these guys, side note, both of these guys showed a lot of heart, a lot of grit, a lot of determination. You feel what I mean? I just wanted to say that. Just to summarize the rest of the rounds, we seen how the shit went, man. It seemed like the rounds that Devin Haney didn't get knocked down in or hurt, he won convincingly. You see what I mean? I thought he won it clearly. I think that he had more moments offensively. However, Ryan Garcia had the more eye-catching moments. You see what I mean? This man had several knockdowns. You know what I mean? Every time he hit Devin Haney clean, his body did not respond properly to it, which is very eye-catching for the judges. You see what I mean? So that's what they're paying attention to. Like, Devin Haney could throw 4 sharp shots all day, and Ryan Garcia throw one bomb that seems to hurt Devin Haney. The judges are going to gravitate towards more they're going to gravitate towards that one bomb more than those 4 sharp shots. You see what I mean? So let's talk about that. That was pretty much my observation of the fight, man. I pretty much seen it how the way everybody else saw it. There was some people that was in the building with me that thought that it was a draw, but I think that Devin Haney let a lot of things slide in this fight, and I think that Ryan Garcia deserved that victory at the end of the day. So let's talk about what Devin Haney did wrong. You see what I mean? I think that Ryan Garcia exposed Devin Haney to an extent. Now, what I mean by that is, and I see a lot of people saying that, Devin Haney has to develop some type of chin and, he needs to find some type of power and shit like that. Bro, that's not the case at all. First of all, if you ain't got no power, it's just something that's just what it is. You know what I mean? That's like telling, and I'm not comparing the two, but that's like telling Paulie Malignaggi or Tim Bradley or something like that. Oh, man, nah, man, like, there's some, after they take a loss, oh, man, you got to find some way to develop some type of power. Nah, bro, they were successful and became world champion multiple times with the tools that they had. Not everybody has power. Not everybody is blessed with punching power. And even with the sharpest technique, if you can't crack, you can't crack. That's just what it is. You see what I mean? Through technique, you could sharpen up your power or put a little bit more mustard on it or whatever. But if you're not a big puncher, that's just what it is. Now, in terms of, developing chin strength, that's not something that's really possible neither. You see what I mean? Like I said, durability is a quality that, not everybody has. And there's people that have more durability than others. There's people that's more likely to take a big shot than somebody else. That's just what it is, bro. You see what I mean? Those are qualities that you cannot change within yourself. But what I'm taught is the best chins are the ones that don't get touched. You see what I mean? And in Philly boxing, I don't know how anybody else gives it up, but, getting hit clean and taking punishment is a no-no over here. You feel what I mean? So I think that Ryan Garcia exposed Devin Haney's lack of fundamental defense. You feel what I mean? Devin Haney showed in a lot of fights that he was able to get off and avoid certain shots from punchers when using his reflexes and athleticism. Now, somebody as fast and sharp as Ryan Garcia, he paid the price for it. You know what I mean? You could get away with it with the Camboses. You could get away with it with the Lomachenkos, who was even touching you up in the later rounds. You could get away with it when with a Gamboa, Linares, all these, guys that are on the decline or whatever. But when you in there with somebody who's just as fast as you, like hand speed, just as fast as you, are probably even faster in all honesty, your reflexes can only take you so far. You feel what I mean? Not everybody like prime Roy Jones, where they could, avoid every shot and, make them miss by a centimeter and shit like that. Bro, that's not how shit work. You see what I mean? So I seen a lot of things within Devin Haney where this man would not pick up his right hand, Even when he was like in the fire, like when he was in the middle of being hurt and Ryan Garcia is coming forward, letting his hands go. Keeps dropping the right hand, just relying on his reflexes. Bringing his head down. And there were several moments where he was bringing his head down. Ryan Garcia would see it and chop him over the top with a right hand, right behind, right on the ear. And I think that played a part in his equilibrium being faulty as well. You see what I mean? So I think that was the main thing that Devin Haney did that ultimately cost him the fight. His lack of, defense. You feel what I mean? Because like I said, a lot of his defense was based off of his mobility. You know what I mean? His reflexes and overall athleticism. That's just what it is. Some people develop defense in different ways. There's people like Isaac Cruz that keep their hands up real tight and, keep their hands up with them. And then there's people that, that could do that but can also, have their hands down and make you miss type shit. You know what I'm saying? But Devin Haney, just bad habits that he's developed throughout the course of his boxing career, it ultimately costed him in this fight against Ryan Garcia. You feel what I mean? Another thing that I said that Devin Haney did wrong that he could have definitely avoided was he abandoned his jab. I don't know exactly what round it was, but, early on in the fight after getting hurt in the first round, his jab was extremely sharp, man. And that was the main punch that was winning him the majority of the rounds. You feel what I mean? I don't know if it was the mid rounds. I don't know exactly where it was. I would have to go back and look at it, but he went from being someone who was jabbing consistently and was winning those early rounds to somebody who, wasn't being consistent with it. You know what I mean? And because he wasn't being able to be consistent with it, he was doing a lot of posing in front of Ryan Garcia, pretty much played second afterwards. And that allowed Ryan Garcia to be first And whenever Ryan Garcia was punching in combinations, he was either landing clean or hurting him or both, knocking him down, whatever the situation is. So that was something that he did that was definitely wrong as well. Why are you letting Ryan Garcia, who's a fucking fast, sharp, big puncher, lead the combinations or even dictate the pace of the fight? You see what I mean? If you were constantly jabbing, he wouldn't have the opportunity to, really get his offense off in combinations. Usually when Ryan Garcia counters, it's usually with one shot. So if you were to jab and he were to try to counter with that one shot, you bring that hand in, you could roll underneath, whatever the fuck you decide to do. But regardless, you should be leading at all times. So there was times where Devin Haney was posing in front of the man, was even walking Ryan Garcia down. Ryan Garcia's the one giving him movement. And he wouldn't get his jab off. So I ultimately think that played a part as well. So we talking about, lack of defensive responsibility on Devin Haney's part. Allowing Ryan Garcia to lead. And, you could chalk it up to many things. You could chalk it up to many things in all honesty. I'm trying to think exactly what else Devin Haney did, but, he could have did better. He definitely could have did better. And, he did what he did what he could do. He showed a lot of grit, a lot of determination. He got up every time, held on for dear life. He allowed what the ref. He did what the ref allowed him to get away with, which was holding excessively and shit like that. But regardless, man, Ryan Garcia came out on top. He came out on top, and this is one of the biggest upsets, in my opinion, that I've seen this year so far. I know it's still early on in the year, but regardless, it's an upset in my eyes because I thought, and a lot of people thought, Devin Haney had what it took to defeat Ryan Garcia last night, but that's not the case at all. So Devin Haney definitely needs to go back to the drawing board, man. He needs to prioritize defense. And then another thing that I've seen too, and this might have been chalked up to the psychological games that Ryan Garcia played, but Devin Haney didn't showcase any movement at all. No movement at all. He's standing directly in front of him. I guess when he told Ryan Garcia that he was going to meet him in the center of the ring, he meant that. You see what I mean? I think that he would have learned something from that Jorge Linares fight, because when he was trying to sit in the pocket and, go blow for blow with Jorge Linares, he got hurt real bad. Thankfully, that happened at the end of the round and he was able to recover and stuff like that. But with Ryan Garcia, I think that's what ultimately cost him. He did not want to use his feet in this fight. It's like he wanted to step to him. He wanted to prove something. And with him being a standing duck, Devin Haney's not good defensively when he's standing directly in front of you. You see what I mean? His defense is not that type. His defense isn't set up like that. His defense is set up off of his movement, his reflexes, his athleticism, like I said. So for him to be sitting in the pocket and giving Ryan Garcia that advantage is like you asking to be hurt, in all honesty. You see what I mean? So that was my overall analysis on what Devin Haney did wrong, man, for sure. It was standing in front of the man, letting the man lead, you abandon your jab, and you lack fundamental defense, man. And that's just what it is. You know what I mean? I don't see why your hands will be this low while Ryan Garcia is throwing a combination. He led with a right hand. Your lead hand, your right hand is still down, and he's coming with the left hook. And you gave him a free shot. You know what I mean? He blinded you with the right hand. After the right hand, you should know up here that the left hook is going to come afterwards, especially that's with that being Ryan Garcia's bread and butter. So with you being able to avoid that right hand, you should bring this hand in or either roll underneath. And what you did was you stood there like you was a sitting duck and you got hit right on the button. You see what I mean? And it seemed like throughout the course of them later rounds, man, he wasn't able to really get the momentum back that he had in those early to mid rounds. And, Ryan Garcia, he's not the WBC super welterweight champion, but guess what? His stock just fucking shot through the roof. There's casual boxing fans all over the place speaking about this fight. There's people that I don't know talking about Ryan Garcia. I see them all over social media and stuff like that because they were witnessing the antics, and a lot of people were expecting. He pretty much fooled the whole boxing world, bro. He fooled the whole boxing world into believing that he wasn't prepared, and he showed that he was. Now, I do think that if Ryan Garcia's conditioning was better, I think that he would have stopped Devin Haney. You see what I mean? So it might have been a little bit of overtraining. Maybe he left a little bit too much fight at the gym, or he was underprepared. You know what I mean? And he just couldn't really step on the gas how he wanted to. You feel what I mean? But regardless, he did what he needed to do to win. Ryan Garcia has a lot of options in front of him right now. and he's set to make a whole lot more money, man. You see what I mean? So that's my whole take on the Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia situation, man. That was my brief analysis of the fight, along with what Devin Haney did wrong, man. So y'all let me know what y'all think about this. What's next for both of these dudes? I might make a separate video about this, but until then, this is Mazuma TV. Thank you very much for tuning in. I'm out of here, man. Peace.